Well, good evening. I'm Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. I am a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, timeline coach, published author, dream sculptor. And tonight I want to talk about insight, Nowsight, and Foresight. And what that is start living the activities of your daily life and quit looking at them through the past. And open your eyes to the now. And open your present sight. And what present sight means is see the gifts of the now. And that'll allow you to open up and see a brighter, bolder life for yourself and myself. But it's really about letting go of thinking we got to heal the past and allow the now to expand you out of the past. And that will open you up to a new, better, that opened me up to a new, better way. And that's a question you always want to ask, no matter what is going on. Is there a better way? And that takes the angst out of life. But it's really about the present sight, seeing the gifts of now, hearken now, feeling my emotional whys to energize my life. But it's really about expanding of life. Understanding that life is going to wheel and deal me challenges just because it can. And that is what life is supposed to do to me. That is life's purpose, is to challenge me. I can either be the challenged or the challenger of the celebration. But either way, I'm going to have a challenge. And how did I allow challenges to take me down rather than expand me? Because I was afraid of the challenge, and I lived in a pity me world, and I really did. Now I understand I lacked the now sight, the present sight, to see the world with an entertainer's energy, because I was wanting to be controlled by my fears rather than be of the now. That is something I've really expanded of, is being in the now sight and the present sight, and it's seeing the gifts of life that are occurring in my life now. Because to expand out of anything, I'd never do it in yesterday, I do it in today. So as I open up to today, I tantalize opportunity, daring me to the adventure of life. And that is the thing where we're trying to look at life as a controlled and in charge of thing. And when life is in charge and controlling us, but it's how we facilitate and energize the daily scampers we go through. And something I've learned and expanded of throughout my life is my biggest challenge in life is the hard-headedness I encompass. I have to be right. This has to be done. This is this. And that is the hard-headedness of myself kept me in the past. And then I have to be right blight that bit me in the butt every time I had to be right. Have you ever went through life and this is it, this is this, and it has to be done this way, and it turns out biting you? Well, it has me many, many times. And it was today I was walking, and it says my hard-headedness is my biggest block in life. And that's going to be next Tuesday's Facebook Live. But we want to get back into the now. And that is where everything occurs. It's the insight is looking inside myself for the grander and for the blocks, to feel the blocks and to unleash them. And the now sight is seeing the now and being alert and perky to the events and whatever's going on around me, because life will expand when I let go of living from the past. And what have we really learned from the past? We never learned anything from the past. Even though we think it was the past, it was still in the now. And it's really about allowing the now to naturally open wisdom to expand your life. And I use the word expand over the word change, because expand is free of memory and it's unlimited. Change has pain, expand has grandeur, experience is grandeur. And that is really opening myself to live a better life. But When we first started doing this, opened up to this now sight and present sight, and all they are is two new words. But the present sight is a gift of now. How do we miss out on the gift of now when we're trying to look back and heal from the past and forgive somebody that our thinking really did? Actually, all the challenges and everything that's been narcissistic in my life has become from my own thinking, my own beliefs, opinions, and viewpoints. And that is where I locked myself into yesterday. And I did do that for a long, long time. But now it's time to unwind the mind and experience the divine, daring, innovative, visionary, intuitive, natural, enterprising wisdom within myself. It's a natural innovation that comes from deep within myself, but it's listening to the invisible, the visible, and culminating the outcome I desire to experience. And that's where we really become locked, is when we're afraid to expand through the situation, and we let the situation block us instead of us allowing the situation to expand us by hearing the inner wisdom that's in it. Challenges are wisdom. Chaos is wisdom. But however, we're afraid of the confusion and everything that goes along, and we try to go to what we know, and that is where we become locked in yesterday, as we try to use yesterday's knowledge in today's escapades. And that's where I really have expanded myself, is because I quit trying to live in yesterday and using yesterday to expand today. Today's wisdom expands today, but it also opens the foresight of the accomplished outcome, because I'm on a detached from what I know and detached from what is going on within myself. And that is, and the only blocks in the world are within me. That's the only thing holding me back, is me. Everything else is thinking fronts of delusions. We actually, negativity is a delusion, because we're afraid to understand that situation is the biggest atrocities going around the world have been going on for years, but we don't understand, because that's what we know is them atrocities. People live in them atrocities. That's what they know. That's kind of cold, but that is what it really is. But it's when you can let go of what you know and understand this is what's happening. And it's a mindset of the people that are controlling the world that keep us in the same circle of influence in ourselves. And it's really about the viewpoints and everything else, from political views to the colors you like. It's all a point of view and a belief. The beliefs are thieves, and the more we believe, the more hard-headed we become to stop moving forward, and we omit the now rather than experience the now. And yes, I am guilty of that one, and that's one thing I've really opened up to. For me to expand, I admit what's going on within me that's holding me back, because leaders understand they're never perfect. In fact, leaders are imperfect. But it's their ability to maneuver the situation to the outcome they desire. That's what a leader is. And it's listening to everybody, appreciating daily enterprising resolve that comes from within us. And everybody is a leader in their own life and in the world. It's however we let the ridicule of others stop us from moving forward. And yes, I'm guilty of that. But it's really about hearkening the now and the present moment. Life is a gift that we omit, because to experience the dream, sometimes you have to let go of the mundane and everything that keeps us feeling safe or thinking safe, but yet we are afraid to move beyond that situation. And that is something I've really, really have begun a new way of life. And this is actually, it's getting to be, it's a new wave for me. And it's really have some conflict with my hard-headed self and the new way I desire to experience life. And I will get more into the letting go and seeing how hard-headed the world is, because we're unwilling to let go of history to experience the now and understand life is expanded, but yet we stay in the ancestral ways of life. And I understand I've done that. And that's what in my book, Dissolving Ancient Anger, because the world today encompasses the same anger that our parents did in the beginning of time. It's easier to hate than it is to appreciate. Because when you appreciate something, you're really opening yourself up to being a vulnerable, but yet when you're vulnerable to appreciation, you're unconquerable in your heart and soul. It's the spirit of ourselves that moves us forward. And it's really about allowing the gift that's within us to energize our life and move our life forward. So as I move through this and I expand more of this, and see, there were unlimited words, there more of this, whatever this is, because I'm trying not to define it. I'm trying to feel it and let the emotions of my enterprising mojo move me forward and onward, and yet from my inner self, I move myself forward. It's really about understanding every event and every activity in my life is there to expand my adventurous audacity. But however, I'm going to admit right here, I allow my thinking and my know-it-all self to step in the way and block everything. And when that annoying self gets going, it's all blocked. And that is something that is there, but it can be detached, let go, and disbanded, because by understanding it's there, I can open up a new wave of wisdom and feeling and emotions that will allow me to fissure them blocks. Because the life is a feeling and emotions, and it's also a spiritual energy from within us. And something I wrote the other day, it's called I Am a Spiritual Entity, Unleashing Spontaneity, Deity, cleared my present sight, purified my hearken now, feeling my emotional wise, my gifted maturity, reveals my gut intuition, frees today's enterprising tenacity, energizing dreamers moxie, awesomizes trendsetter utopian resolve, tantalizing energized wisdom to move forward. But it's my trailblazer yazzadazzles that dares me to move forward. That's my new word, yazzadazzle. I love that word. But it's a yazzadazzle pizzazz that allows me to expand my life. And that is a thing. And, I make up words, but it's willing to be different than everybody else is where the now opens up. And something I wrote, and I'm going to be tomorrow, I'm going to write a keynote about it. I'm thinking like everybody else scares me more than anything, because then you're following the herd. It's really about deburring the sharp edges around my wisdom, because people are afraid of new. And now when I hear somebody ridicule me for some of the words in some of my writings, that's a pat on the back, because I push them beyond their fears. And I also push myself beyond my fears. And that is that's a new wave of now. But how does it feel to say that my Nowsight sees, I hearken new now energy? Because life is energy. Expanding new, enterprising rich, galvanized, yazzadazzle pizzazz to walk forward through life, listening my way to the promised land. This is something I say a lot, I listen my way to the penthouse. I'm going to talk my way to the outhouse. And I've talked my way to the outhouse many times, trust me. But you never fail till you don't admit to the new. That is where my life is expanded, because I'm willing to admit, and I'm willing and open to being responsible and accountable for everything that's going on around me and in my life. Because the only failure I have is when I blame somebody else. And that's when I feel the shame, because when you feel shame, that's because I understood where I was responsible and I sent it away and I put it on somebody else. Being honest with myself allows me to be honest with the world. And when I honor myself, I honor the world. And it's honoring people. And it's listening to people and appreciating people for just who they are, not the way I can categorize them into a category where I want them to be. It's about listening to the wisdom of the person, because their wisdom is a metaphor and a tutor for me to soar, seeing opportunity and appreciating rich, robust wealth to flow my way. Because wealth in abundance does not always mean money. Wealth in abundance is wisdom, love, whatever the bliss of life you desire for yourself. But it is the Nowsight. It's seeing the gifts of now. See the gifts of today, whatever they are. We get so caught up in we want it expansive, but if you're married, just a high or something, but it's just appreciating the breathing of the air today, aggrandizes intuitive resolve to evolve to wherever you desire to experience. Because experience in life lionizes internal freedom every day. But when we try to know life, we become frustrated, mad, and angry. Trust me, I know that one. I've experienced that one. But it's willing to detach them experiences and open up to the now is nurturing, optimistic willpower to walk into the dark of night, allowing your heart to be the light that shines and clears the path of percipience for you to enjoy life. And that is something it's called insight, to see inside me. The Nowsight is see the gifts of now. Foresight is seeing the opulent, accomplished outcome I desire to experience. And when I can see it, feel it, and emotionalize it, and put the motions of maturity in force, I will, and I always have forevermore will expand into the desired outcome. It's really about engaging in that inner sage and trusting what sounds crazy to the conscious mind, but it's really candor to the real world. And it's really about myself. Whatever I desire the world to be and how I desire to experience has to start right here and go through the gut, the spine, the brain, because the brain is part of the body. It's the gut gumption, listening, the brain power, and the brain prowess, because it's trusting my abilities to expand, energize, enterprise, and appreciate my life to experience the galvanized gusto I desire to bask in every day of my life. And I'm going to say goodnight, and everybody have a good weekend. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. I'm a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, dream sculptor, published author, and I do 2 radio shows a week and 2 Facebook Lives. And I appreciate everybody for being here, and may your life be as blessed as you are a blessing to me in the world. And I'm going to say goodnight, and everybody enjoy their weekend.